Hey guys, Spot Review back with another video. So today we'll be restoring the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Now this Samsung Galaxy Note 8 had a destroyed LCD, so I had just removed that off camera since that'll be very boring for you guys to watch. But what I did so far is just remove the internals out of the frame itself so we can put the new external display inside. Now I got this display for $80 off of eBay. Now this isn't a perfect display. The seller did list that whenever the display turns on, there's kind of like a green colored flash in the display, and sometimes the display does just randomly flash, but other than that the display is good. So we're just gonna hook up the display to the phone and see how well it works. Now this is a older battery, so this battery does have some damage on it. I don't know if you can see it, but I hope that doesn't affect the phone's working capabilities, because feels like the battery on the sides kind of eroded, but I hope it doesn't blow up or anything. But other than that, this part right here is also falling off. So this is the wireless charging pad for the S Pen right here. So whenever you put in your S Pen inside, it always charges wirelessly through this button right here. But yeah, other than that, let's get right into the installation. So first step is to take this display and insert it through the holes right here. As you can see, there are two dongles right here, so all you want to do is just insert it through and then just lay the display on top. I'll remove these blue tags later at the end, just to make sure that I don't glue the phone in place right away in case something doesn't work. But next step is to place the internals inside. So first I'm going to put the charging port part of the internal in first, and then I'm going to try to pop this into place since it is kind of tough to do. But yeah, so it looks like it's in place. But next step is to get the battery connection out. Now I'm just trying to do this with a screwdriver since it was stuck under the display, but we have another dongle right here, so just want to pop it inside. Now the two front facing cameras are kind of in the way, so I'm just gonna move them safely. And then yeah, the charging port did come out again, so what you want to do is always put this part of the internal in, since that just pops out all the time. So we've got most of the stuff in, so now all we just gotta do is connect everything. So this is a pretty simple process, you just gotta learn how to do it. But yeah, the only tough part is if you have a phone that doesn't have a cracked back glass and you're trying to remove it, you have to be very careful so you don't crack it or anything. But in this case, the front and back of the phone was completely destroyed, so I just removed it quickly without being worried to breaking the back glass. But yeah, so all you do now is just plug in the connections. Now this is the battery, and then this is the S Pen charging cable, as I mentioned. And then you want to connect this piece at the bottom. It's kind of like a magnetic piece right here, so it just like connects magnetically right there. And then that's a speaker module right there. So first we have to actually install the haptic touch sensor and the speakers in. So that's going to be at the end actually, because I just want to see if the phone turns on or not. So yeah, let's go for the first startup, and I hope it turns on since we don't have the cameras inserted or anything, so it doesn't throw up any errors or anything like that. But let's see if it works correctly. But so far the screen is turning on correctly. I didn't see any green flash or anything, so but one thing I have noticed, okay, it just appeared, the green flash. I don't know if you guys saw it on your screen, but was a dark green flash, so that was what the seller had listed. But other than that, the touch seems to be working. I don't know if the top right here is damaged or anything. I feel like it might be damaged because when I turn it on the side, I don't see any display shining through, but what I'm gonna do is go to a white background. But yeah, I thought this part had dead pixels, but I guess not. So everything's working fine, but the only one thing I guess is the green flash. Oh, wow, that's actually hot. This part right here is actually really hot, so I guess I should put this wireless charging pad on. No, I guess it's this part you put on right here, so it doesn't get too hot. But yeah, my hand was really hot there. I almost burnt it. But yeah, I don't know if you can see it when I turn it on and off. There's like a flash, and it's kind of slow for it to turn on. It blinks and then turns on. But yeah, so those are the two things I've seen so far of this screen. For $80 screen, it's pretty good. Now the seller didn't list there's also some burns on the screen, but I didn't see anything like that. But this phone did have a previous display that worked for a while, and that display would also flash like this. So I don't know if it's the display's problem or just the internals of the phone. Maybe it's the motherboard's problem, but not sure. But so far it's working well. Now I just want to see if the camera app will even open, because we don't have any cameras. But yeah, the camera's app is just crashing constantly. So what we're gonna do is just turn off the phone and reinsert the cameras, so it'll start working again. So at this point, I'm just going to put everything back together. I'm not going to glue the front display in or the back glass in just yet, just to make sure everything works. I'm going to use the phone for a few days and just make sure everything works fine, and then I'm going to make sure everything goes in correctly. So now I just gotta figure out how this works. Pretty sure you just put it right here, and then yeah, this part, I'm pretty sure this part goes right here. But yeah, I took this phone apart like a month ago. I've been trying to find a good display for a really long time, so I don't know if it's actually supposed to go underneath. Okay, yeah, it's supposed to go underneath. Just clicked into place. So yeah, so I'm just going to, whoa, I accidentally hit my camera. But yeah, next I'm going to insert the SD card, I mean the SIM card selection piece right there. And the fun part is actually that this part right here is actually magnetic, so it just holds all your screws together. I'm just gonna put it down right here. Now this phone did not come with all the screws that this phone was supposed to have, so you had some blank areas with no screws or anything like that. But yeah, so this part's supposed to snap into place right here, but it's not, because this part is not all the way down, so you just gotta push it down. It's actually a tight fitting. I don't know why Samsung decided to do their assembly lines like this, but it seems to be snapped into place right now. So all we have left to do is to insert the screws in. So yeah, everything seems to be nice and tight. Nothing seems to be loose or anything. But yeah, for now we're just going to insert all of these screws one by one. So this part's going to be fast forwarded just because it's going to take a long time. But yeah, just alright, so I just found out that these screws are actually different size, so I just don't want to go too deep into the phone. So it looks like we're actually kind of short on screws, so I'm just going to just remove the screws that we don't need, I guess. So I'm just going to remove this screw right here and replace it on the bottom, just because I don't want the charging port and the haptic touch system just be loose. But yeah, so I'm just going to switch this screw over if I can. Seems like it's stuck. Alright, so now I'm going to install these fingerprint sensor right here. So I'm going to try and line up the back glass right here and try to connect the fingerprint sensor with the screwdriver right here. But yeah, it's kind of like hard to do actually because you can't really see. But yeah, I feel like this is going to take a really long time, so I'll be back with you guys when I have it done. Alright, so it actually didn't take that while for me to plug it back in, but I'm just going to lay the glass on top of the back of the phone. But yeah, everything is put back together. Phone seems pretty solid, so I'm gonna turn it back on. So I'm gonna make sure that the camera app and everything works. But right off the bat, the haptic touch is working. I just felt the vibrator go off too. But yeah, so far so good. The phone looks really good in the gold back color. But yeah, let's see if all the apps work. Now this phone is pretty old. Was actually released in 2017, so it's not it doesn't get software updates from Samsung anymore. So that's one drawback of the phone, but it does have a Snapdragon 835 processor, which is better than most phones out there right now. Now you can get this phone for around $300. So as you can see, the camera is now working. Let's see if the front-facing camera works. But yeah, as you can see, the front-facing camera is working, and yeah, the camera seems to be working. So the haptic touch is not working. Felt like it just worked, but yeah, because the phone was just vibrating. Alright, so we have one error, and as you see, the screen is flashing again. But so I'm gonna try and figure out why the haptic touch isn't working right now. So that means you have to disconnect the fingerprint sensor again. But yeah, I don't know why it's not working, and I actually forgot to put in our audio jack, so I guess it is appropriate to remove the screws once again, make sure to turn off the phone. But yeah, I'm going to put everything back together and try to fix the haptic touch, guys, so I'll be back. And we're done. So the phone is all ready. It's all connected now. I haven't glued the screens in, the black back glass and the middle screen just yet, just because I want to use it for the next few days and make sure it is working correctly. But yeah, as you can see, everything is working fine. The screen is working perfectly fine. Just a few errors I found, like the green flash, and when you turn the phone on, it kind of blinks like that, and it's kind of annoying, but it's alright. But for $80, this is what you get, and it's not disappointing. So I'm gonna use it for the next few days and let you guys know. I'm gonna post a update video just to let you know how the phone is doing. But yeah, guys, other than that, if you enjoy this video, please turn on notifications and subscribe. But yeah, guys, peace.